While the launch of the NES in North America will always be synonymous with that of Super Mario Bros., it's worth remembering that the Famicom launched a full 2 years earlier in Japan, well before that game's creation. Nintendo leveraged its Big 3 arcade hits for that 1983 launch, but they clearly knew that this wasn't going to be enough in the long term to make the system a success. They reached out to Namco, who became one of Nintendo's very first third-party licensors, and naturally they too leveraged their strong arcade catalog. Another company attached to the Famicom in those early years was Hudson Soft. As you might guess from the name, they were more known for their development of early PCs rather than anything in the arcades. So their initial approach to the Famicom was to port early PC titles to the platform, and most intriguingly, those were largely Western PC titles. Now, this wasn't entirely without precedent. Coleco bolstered their platform with a fairly wide variety of titles that appeared first on the Commodore 64 and other early PCs. Things were definitely in a state of flux around 83, 84, and it felt like consoles were due to be supplanted by these new personal computers. For myself, most of my experience very specifically was tied to the Commodore 64. This is where Epix was king, and I do remember spending a lot of time with Jumpman Jr., for instance. I also remember playing Raid on Bungling Bay, which was a Broderman software title, and as you might also know, was the first title to feature the work of Will Wright, author of the Sims series. Also by Broderbund, of course, was Lode Runner. It was a very high-selling computer game, I think especially on the Apple II. It kind of missed my attention, but Hudson Soft had clearly taken notice. Along with Bungling Bay, Lode Runner was one of the first games Hudson Soft licensed, adapted, and published on the Famicom. You'll notice by the cartridge label that they were obviously inspired by Nintendo's early Pulse design. I think of these as Who carts, a kind of prelude to the Who card that they would eventually design for the PC Engine some years later. Lode Runner actually has a very special place in Famicom history, as it was the first third-party title to be published. It also sold extraordinarily well, over 1 million in fact. In addition to the great design of the base game, there were some interesting smart changes that Hudson Soft made in adapting it, and I think those are probably best explained while actually playing it, so let's do that now. Alright, here we are, title screen. Right away you notice that Broderbund logo at the top left. I'm just going to let this music play out and then we'll start. There we go. So Hudson Soft really did a lot to sort of charm this up, you know. I always thought the original Lode Runner looked a little bit like that sort of generic Jumpman Jr. kind of style to it. But here, you know, you got enemies that look like Bomberman. And I think very specifically, they're supposed to be Bomberman. That's sort of a bit of license that Hudson Soft took to bring this into their Bomberman universe, so to speak. It's sort of a lot more clear in Battle Lode Runner on the PC Engine. See, part of the problem with the scrolling screen is I don't know where these enemies are. That is a problem. And I think there's a limit of 3 though, so that's one good thing. Yeah, this should be it. This should do it. There's the ladder. Yeah, first stage is easy, no problem. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's either eating something or taking a breath. So the controls, you know, he moves really fast. That's really nice thing about this. The movement feels really good in this game. The button A and B buttons are for left and right digging, as opposed to like the Commodore 64 version where you can only dig behind you with the one button. There we go. So this level should be pretty easy too. Yeah, there they all are, see? It's just a lot of practice. If you can't see where they are all the time, it's the only real flaw with this game, really. Okay, so we gotta do this one a little bit smart, because you can always trap yourself. You know, you can dig a hole and end up falling inside it yourself and can't dig yourself out. Because you only dig down, you can't dig up. Stupid. There we go. No problem. So I think you get a free guy every time you clear a level too. So now I'm up to 7 guys. So this one's a little bit more difficult. I'm hoping to get at least to level 4 or 5. And then I'll show something, a little trick that's in the, well, not really a trick, but something I'll show off. And then we'll take a very brief look at the level editor. And but I mean, this is the game, but trying to concentrate playing. I mean, this was sort of the golden era for these kind of puzzle platformers. The quintessential puzzle platformer, really. Ooh, I think I made a mistake here. I'm just going to fall through it. Okay. Well, it's very zippy. I mean, that's the one thing that's really satisfying with this game, is just it moves so fast. Yeah, so this level here, I know is also in the computer version because it's the ladders are recreating the border bun logo, like the 3 crowns. Oh, that's a mistake. Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's super bad. Okay, I know what I have to do with this one, because I have to get the gold on the right first on the bottom, and I can do this all in one shot instead of having to loop around. Okay, that's good. There's something sort of Burger Time-ish about this in a way. I don't know if that's a fair comparison or not. I mean, it's I guess it's sort of in the spirit of a lot of maze games, a lot of avoidance games where you're not on the offense so much, but you're trying to use your... Oh, that's not good. What the guy got... That's super not good. Okay, this guy is not going to make the things far... Look where he is. Oh my god. I'm not even sure if there's a solution to this other than... I don't think there's anything I can do, because I can't get in from the other side. Yeah, I'm boned. I'm just gonna have to... And of course he doesn't even do the thing where he would go left and right or something like that. And he's just... Well, I'm gonna do this one more shot. Because I know I can get by this. I've gotten a good way into this game. I'm not sure exactly how many levels in I've gotten. I think I've gotten to level 10. When I first got this game, I played quite a bit of it. Oh, well. They don't play this game at like AGDQ or something like that, do they? It seems like they should. This is almost a perfect speedrun game in a way, because there's definitely like an optimal route. Like the AI has a definite routine to it. Like they respond in very specific ways, so you can... Look at him. Smart aleck. There we go. So I think that should be it. Now I have to get back to the left. There we go. There, got by it. Alright. Let's just play a little bit longer here. Yeah, this is another level with one of these pits. You see there's sort of the middle ground there. See, I can't see where they are, so this could be... Okay. I see him taking that gold. Okay, this could be trouble. I think I'm probably... No, okay. Oh, well, I got greedy. Okay, so I said I was going to show something off, and I think this is a holdover from the computer version. Because I noticed this when I was earlier playing, I think it was Jumpman Jr. or Boulder Dash, where you could, at the title screen, you can select what level to start at. Now what I did there was I pushed the select button. And from the select button, you can use A and B, and you can basically go back and forth between any stage you want. So let's stage 30. And you just start at stage 30 if you want. And you gotta admit, it's a lot easier than having to deal with like a password system or something like that, right? Yeah, the fake floors. And this is probably death. Yeah, well, sort of. So that's, yeah, this is Lode Runner. It's a really, it's cool. It's great. It's one of these early, early Famicom games. One of the games from the early days of computing, and it just holds up really well because the gameplay is so basic and it's just so intrinsically appealing. Here's another holdover from the computer version: is you can make your own levels. Unfortunately, you can't. I think that's, yeah, okay. So there's no real way to save your levels, unfortunately. I think this shows your spawn point. Yeah, so you can just, and you go back into edit mode with the select button. Yeah, and so this is cool. It's a nice thing to throw in, because like I said, there's no way to save this, but if you have it on an emulator with save states, I guess you can save your levels that way. I believe that's a fake floor, if I remember correctly, and see if that works the way I think it works. Yeah, I can't get up there anyway. Yeah, so that's cool. This is Lode Runner. I mean, it's pretty cool. And this is a cartridge you can get for very cheap. If you want a physical version, you can play this on emulation, obviously. But if you're just looking for the cartridge, it can be had for really cheap because they sold a lot of these copies of this game. So they're out there. And there's also a championship version that I might look at later, if I might get that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. It's a really fun game to play. I really enjoy playing it. And I don't know if it was exciting to watch me play it, but here we go. Let's bounce out of this and send you home. So that was Lode Runner, a really fun game and a very key title in Nintendo's early history. It helped to popularize the platform more than a year before Super Mario Brothers would appear and eclipse everything else up to that point, really. The Lode Runner continues on, of course, and there's even a new version that you can buy on the Switch right now. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.